Hey everyone, welcome back to the Indie Basketball Podcast. This is where indie rock meets the NBA's finest. Today on the pod, I'm super excited. Finally, at long last, I have my friend Julia Steiner from Ratboys. Ratboys has a brand new album, and it's fantastic. And she's here a little later on. We're going to talk about the album and some music and Chris Walla. And then we're also going to talk about sports, kind of more open-ended in sports. And basketball, of course, being a part of that. She also does a little build a band, so stick around, check out that episode. But first, let's talk a little light on the music talk, and maybe a little basketball. But a few albums to note that have come out in the past week. Obviously, since Julia's on, Ratboys' new album is out, Singin to an Empty Chair. It's fantastic, as you may expect. I know it's being heavily talked about. We talk a little bit about the process and how they got there, but it's a really, really good album. We reviewed it over at indiebasketball.com, and it's just like, it's one of those, sneaky good where it's like the music isn't necessarily super somber, but lyrically there is definitely a lot of emotional depth in there. And, I know Julia likes to, she has a very personal feeling, and lyrically it's very personal in the story she's telling and a lot of this music. So much like you could expect with The Window, there is a lot of that similar element coming through in Singin to an Empty Chair. It does pop around genre all over the place a little bit in a good way. That first opening track really does sound like a Death Cab song. Like when I first heard it, I could imagine if you swapped Ben Gibbert's vocals in there, it sounds like really just like identical to something off of maybe Narrow Stairs, or even earlier. I think it's a really wonderful album. And then Penny in the Lake goes really more in that alt country realm, very twangy. It's a great album. I knew I was going to love it, and I know it's being heavily talked about. Some other albums that came out that I haven't really dug too much into, but we have Mandy and Indiana releasing their album, which tough one to say, but they're such an interesting band, and similar to the way I felt about Yahweh Nailgun when I first heard them. It's such like a jarring experience to listen to this band and this album especially. It's like, it's hyper pop, but it really just like eviscerates your senses. It's just like, it's stimulating to the max, and it's just like, it really kind of blows your mind and brain and eardrums a little bit. I'm still absorbing it, but it's definitely like a really interesting album. We have Dirt Buyer. I know I've mentioned them on the Bayonet Records episode. Dirt Buyer 3 is out, and it's really good. It's fun. It has some really infectious kind of tunes. It has a very raw sound. But I think it's definitely the sort of thing that I can see myself returning to. It's a really kind of not quite grungy, but a little bit. It's just a fun record. I definitely want to investigate that one a little more. But those are just a couple of the releases that came out. I know Barty Strange dropped a new one. Haven't had the chance to check that one out yet. But plenty of stuff coming. We're still early on in the year. I know we got a lot more to look forward to. As far as NBA notes, Julie and I get into some stuff later, but I do feel like it's worth noting that we're coming up on the NBA All-Star break, and I just want to talk specifically about the dunk contest, because I used to love it so much. I'm just so disappointed. This year, like, what we have is just a really disappointing lineup, and I think it's time to just say goodbye to the dunk contest, because the lineup we have is Carter Bryant, Jackson Hayes, who insane that they would put him in this, knowing that he just got suspended for pushing over a mascot. Not a great person. So to highlight him in the dunk contest is kind of crazy. We have Kashad Johnson and Jace Richardson, who you're putting that guy in a really tough spot to try and live up to his dad's dunk contest history. Because I personally don't know that he has that kind of in him a little bit, but I guess we'll see. I don't know. Unless you're getting top stars in the dunk contest, it's really just it's not worth it anymore. And they already canceled the skills challenge after last year. Chris Paul decided to game it, and him and Wemby kind of apparently canceled the skills challenge forever. At least that's what it seems like. And I know the 3-point contest is kind of still it's become the marquee because that is where the NBA is now. It's a 3-point first game. So, that's still going on. The weird part with that is Damian Lillard is in the 3-point contest again, and he hasn't played all season. I guess he's defending his title, but it's just the All-Star weekend just has a strange vibe. And I know they're doing like 3 All-Star teams, like USA and World. It's just not making sense anymore. And I think they need to take a step back and just figure out what's going on. Like, what are we doing? Because I think they're really losing it here, and I think they got to figure something else out. I do think the dunk contest still has promise. I know once they started getting crazier and crazier, but I think you just need to simplify and bring back some of those top stars, like even Cade, like throw Cade in there. Like, I don't even care. We don't need the top most athletic dunkers. Mac McClung winning 3 times. Like, yeah, because he is a great dunker, but I would much rather see, a big star kind of throw down in there instead. That's my 2 cents. But I'm looking forward to the All-Star break. As if anything but a chance to like kind of reset in the season and look forward to the rest of the season. Super Bowl's over. It's time to kind of like focus in on the rest of the season for the NBA. So that's what I'm looking forward to. But without further ado, let's turn over to my conversation with Julia from Ratboys.
Wearing my basketball shirt.
Yeah, love the Tailhound shirt.
Yeah, man.
Did you have a good time at the Super Bowl?
Dude, yes. I had a
Yeah,
great time. The halftime show was so amazing.
amazing.
The game was kind of boring, but
Yeah.
the hangs were great. And Lauren made an incredible pie. I didn't get the chance to tell her how good it was, but that was delicious. Um,
Appreciated. Yeah,
yeah, and you made the buffalo cauliflower, right?
I did.
Yeah.
Well, actually, let me be clear. Lauren also made that.
Okay, fair enough. Well, it was awesome. It was
Yeah,
honestly quite spicy, and Dave, I know, smashed about, 20% of that. So,
yeah. It
yeah,
was a fun time. Yeah.
good eats. But
And yeah, Bad Bunny crushed it.
uh
That was that's one thing where like people keep talking about it, but I don't care. Like it was truly that good.
I know, it really was. It feels like it's what everyone should be talking about. The game was,
Yeah,
again, not
true.
that exciting. So
Yeah.
I was listening to the Tony Kornheiser podcast just now, and they didn't talk about it at all. And I was like, you guys, that's the only cool thing that
Right.
happened. I don't know. But
You are a Kornheiser head, and he is
yeah,
also a Rap Boys head.
well, because we forced ourselves on him. But yeah, I love PTI was like is still like one of my favorite shows, and I watched it like
Totally.
every day growing up, and now I listen to the podcast every day. But
Yeah.
yeah,
PTI was it was after school. You watch PTI and you
yep,
watch Around the
around the
Horn.
horn, dude. R.I.P. So sad it's
Yeah,
gone, but
for sure.
oh well.
Well, thanks for coming on and finally doing this. I feel like you've
Yeah,
done several iterations of indie basketball over the years.
I'm
Um,
really excited to be here.
yeah,
Also, sorry,
because
there's this like strange beam of light. It's either like really dim in this room or bright and with this beam. So
it works. It's fine.
yeah.
But you did. I think I guess the precursor to the podcast because when I was doing Instagram lives during COVID, and you did one
Yeah.
of those, which was really like a kind of like a test run of doing a podcast, which was really cool.
Cool, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
I had kind of forgotten. All of that time is so
it
blurry.
was a
Like,
blur. Yeah,
yeah, there was so much of yeah, like phone stuff going
I
on,
know.
which we needed. There was nothing else going
Hmm.
on. So, Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Well, I'm happy to be on the pod for real.
Yeah, and you did the fantasy draft too with Evan and Hanif, where we did Sub
Oh
Pop bands.
yeah. Dude, that
Yeah,
was so fun.
I know. It was a good
Dang.
time. But
Look at
now we can
us.
actually, one on one
Hmm.
talk some hoops, talk basketball, talk
Yup.
music, and
Hmm.
um. But you got so new Ratboys album,
Yeah.
um, first one in a couple of years since the window.
Hmm.
Um, how's the week been since release? I feel like there's been a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's been good. We didn't really know what to expect. Like this one, I feel really proud of it. I think I'm grateful to like have the experience of making music almost like more for myself, for like
Mhm.
for my close like circle. And I hope that people will like it, but at the end of the day, like I feel really satisfied and like we set out to like we achieved what we set out to do. And so the fact that yeah, folks have said kind things to us is like very much icing on the cake, and I love icing, so that's great. But yeah, I mean, I got to shout out our publicist JC. She is just like an absolute like maniac. She's so good
Yeah.
at her job, and yeah, has been getting us lots of good press. So we're all really excited about it.
Definitely, really cool. And is I know it's Pitchfork's Pitchfork, but best new music's got to be kind of cool, right?
Yeah, it's kind of wild. I mean, I remember making a joke in 2019. Um, there was like some weird tasting water in the green room or something, and I distinctly remember making a joke like, "Well, maybe if we get poisoned, like Pitchfork will finally acknowledge our existence." And here we are, 7 years later, and
Mm-hmm.
they've given us a thumbs up, which yeah, it's easy to rag on sites like that, and at the same
Yeah.
time, I really appreciated the review because it was
Yeah.
like not about us at all. It was like only about the music, and
Right.
that's, what I care about. And so it was
For
nice to
sure.
have it totally be about that.
Yeah, definitely. And maybe I focus a lot on the you guys' band just because I know you guys so well, and when I was listening to it and writing about it, I feel like there's a lot, and like just having known you guys over all the years and like seeing you guys grow as a band, it's been, if I'm gonna be sentimental, it's been really awesome to see.
Thanks. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. I mean, yeah, I trust me, I'm a very sentimental person and very nostalgic. So I go back all the time and kind
Yeah,
of appreciate like how far we've come. So
for
I,
sure.
yeah, I don't take that for granted at all.
Well, I mean, the sentimentality is, I mean, definitely a major part of your songwriting and like kind of the emotion of it. And also, I feel like often is not necessarily super evident up front because a lot of your like music sounds like more upbeat, more happy, and I feel like it's almost like hidden in there. Do you consciously do that when you kind of are writing, or is it just kind of like that's the music you like to make?
Yeah, I'm really not super conscious. I'm trying not to be conscious when I'm
Yeah.
writing music. And so that's honestly kind of the battle is like, pushing consciousness to the side and like just
Hmm.
fully, exploring your subconscious essentially. And I feel like that's when I've been able to, write stuff that makes me the most excited or like, you know, it, kind of like catches my ear in a way that surprises me maybe.
Hmm.
Otherwise, if you're sitting down with an explicit goal, there's value in that as well. And writing to a prompt is a really good habit that's like a good practice to get into on this, same hand. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I'm usually trying to do anything specific,
Yeah,
which is worked out decently well so far.
sure. And like obviously a lot of the kind of lyrical content is very kind of personal to you, and I know writing music is very much an emotional kind of outlet. Do you feel that like you write intentionally as a way of kind of having an emotional outlet?
Um, yeah, I mean, I definitely you know, like write for myself in that way. Like it is very therapeutic for me.
Hmm.
And I definitely would never like push that aside on purpose or like maybe if I'm not intentionally like going into writing a song wanting to feel something, I definitely would never like try to not feel something if that makes
Yeah, of
sense. Like
course. Yeah.
I like welcome uh any yeah, any like real feeling. That's like really what, makes you feel alive as a human being. So,
Hmm.
even if it's not necessarily like love or, a positive, anger or rage or like, frustration, like those are all super important feelings that are like good to focus on and let in to the song
Yeah.
too. So, yeah, I'm all about it.
Yeah, definitely. Um, so you guys are about to do like a big tour for the album, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, we leave in like 2 weeks. So,
Nice.
grateful we have some
There,
time before we leave though.
for sure. There was one thing I saw you did recently in Nashville, where you did like a karaoke session,
Yeah, man.
which, if I may say, I would love to make that a thing. I think more bands need to do like sort of like a karaoke tour. Like, I think people would love that.
Dude, I mean, don't tempt me with a good time. I try to shoehorn karaoke into almost every social setting. Like, I'm out
Yeah.
here, like, I don't know if Dave and I are ever gonna actually like have a wedding or like if we get married, I don't know what we're gonna do, but I am out here like I want to have karaoke at our wedding.
Yeah.
Like I love it so much, but it was funny that thing we did in Nashville kind of caught me by surprise because originally I thought we were just gonna go out and like do karaoke with the New West Records folks, like just like
Sure.
normal like karaoke night, and then they were like, no, we're gonna like advertise it to your fans and like invite them out, and I was like, oh, okay, like I never would have thought of that, but let's fucking go,
It's a fun idea.
yeah. And so I was so grateful because they totally pitched that, and yeah, it was a new thing we had never done before, and
Yeah.
it was really fun. We all got up. Well, Sean's not a huge karaoke fan, which I respect, and I do not push him on that. But yeah, me, Marcus, and Dave got up there, and we unleashed some
Yeah.
things on the people of Nashville. And then the winter storm Fern just dropped a shit
Uh,
ton of ice on them. And so
brutal.
yeah, I know, they had a pretty wild few days.
Yeah. We have my pal Alan, who's in our Discord. I know he got to go because he lives in Nashville, and he said it
Oh,
was a fun time.
damn. I wonder if he was there for the Nickelback Toad that I unleashed.
What's so
Gotta
on?
ask
I
him.
guess on that note, I guess I asked you beforehand. You love a good karaoke. What are your top 5 karaoke songs?
Yeah. So I have trouble narrowing this down because I really try. I don't know. I try not to repeat myself too much,
Yeah.
because I think it's for me, karaoke is an excuse to dress up in another singer's clothes and just like sing something that I would never, ever, ever cover in my own voice or like that you can't, like
Right.
I don't know. So, like this isn't part of my top five, but I got to shout this out because this was something I had wanted to try for a while that I got to try in Nashville a couple weeks ago for the first time, and it was really fun. I got to do "How You Remind Me" by Nickelback and do the second verse in this like Toad voice, which I do you have you ever seen these like Toad covers on YouTube?
Yes.
Yeah, man, I'm like obsessed with that. And the Toad voice is something I think I actually can do really well, but it is taxing. It will like
Yeah.
destroy your vocal cords. So, and I actually got really sick after that Nashville trip. So I fear that the Toad thing like pushed me over the edge, but it was so fun. I'm glad I did it. So that was an
Yeah.
honorable mention. Okay, let's see. I wrote these down because I want to get this right. So all time for me is Cheryl. Love Cheryl Crow.
Mm-hmm.
And I did a Cheryl Crow that song that night too. But I think out of all her songs, one that really gets the room going sometimes, especially at night, that you might not expect is Soak Up the Sun.
Oh yeah,
Love,
yeah.
love that song. Total banger. Everyone
Fun,
knows it.
especially in winter. People need
Exactly.
that feeling.
Little vitamin D for the karaoke. And probably going to do that one on Friday.
Nice.
Okay. I'm Like a Bird. Classic.
Yeah.
Millennial. Underrated banger. People don't think about that one, but
Agreed.
yeah, Nelly Furtado, she had it going on right from the beginning. Um, okay, I have to shout out ABBA because they're like one of my favorite bands ever and have so many great sing-alongs. And I think the one that I like to do the most is probably Super Trooper.
Oh.
Um, because it has a great bridge, and I just know all of its little quirks and backup
Hmm.
vocals, and it's really easy to just like sing everything. And it's such a fun, silly song.
Yeah, Dancing Queen's easy, but like I'm also a fan of Waterloo. I think Waterloo's a fun one.
Waterloo, I mean, who doesn't love a little history in their karaoke? I do. Dancing Queen is really hard to sing. I love that
Yeah,
song. But some of the ABBA songs, I tend to like the Frida songs,
sure.
the lower register.
Hmm.
Not that much lower, but uh, yeah, Frida has a little bit of a lower voice, and so her lead songs I can like tackle better. But never met an ABBA song I didn't want to do at
Of
karaoke, so
course.
these are all up there for me. Okay, number four. This isn't really in order, but you know what I mean. I have enjoyed doing Meant to Live by Switchfoot.
Ooh, yeah.
I love a butt rock karaoke moment.
I
Like,
think you did that at your birthday gathering.
probably. Dude, I
Yeah.
think I sang like 15 songs that night. I was on one.
Yeah.
Yeah. The issue
I
is,
even I tried, and I don't have the
oh,
singing register, but I got to get up there.
I'm grateful you got up there, dude. I
Yeah.
mean, that's the whole point.
I
It
know.
doesn't matter if you can sing. It's all about
Yeah.
just like enjoying a song with your friends. I don't know.
Hmm.
But it's easy for me to say that as someone who makes, music all the
Sure.
time. But anyway, I think it's just fun to be free. But anyway, yeah, the gin and tonics are only $6 at Psychics. So that was a very easy
Oh yeah.
fun night for me. But anyway, yeah, Mental Live, Switchfoot, classic, makes you think a little bit,
Hmm.
and heavy. Love singing low, like I said. I had a really good time doing that one in New Orleans last spring as well.
Nice.
Good memories. Okay, and then the last one is very much tied to a memory. Um, and this was kind of a shocking one, but I did You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch, um, on my birthday, which is in August, at Alice's in like 2017 or 2016. And have you ever done karaoke at Alice's?
No, no. I've heard it gets.
It's
It's actually like you got to fight to get a spot almost.
exactly, it's pretty lit.
Yeah.
And it's really the guy that like MCs the karaoke, like runs it,
Mhm.
is pretty strict. He like,
Oh, okay.
he takes it very seriously. And so I will never forget this. That night, I signed up to sing that song in August, and he pulled me aside and he was like, "Are you sure you want to do this? This is your one shot tonight." That's what he
Oh my
told me.
god.
And I was like, "Yeah, man, fuck off. Yeah."
It's your.
And so
This is your chance.
it's my birthday. I'm doing whatever I want. And so I sang it, and it brought the house down. It was
Yeah.
so fun. And so I highly encourage people to think outside the box and do whatever you want and sing a Christmas song in August. Doesn't matter. Like,
Hmm.
just live your truth at karaoke. Life is short.
Yeah. Dude. Yeah. Sing whatever you want and whenever you want. Like,
Exactly.
why not?
I think
Have you seen the clip going around of Jeff Tweedy singing karaoke to his own song at a resort?
it's Jesus, etc.
Yeah.
I haven't, I saw it, but I didn't like press play. But is it good?
It's amazing. Yeah.
Oh,
It's,
fuck.
the guy, like the MC, calls him El Jefe. He put his name as El Jefe instead of Jeff.
Uh, Gotta love it,
What a
dude.
guy. What a
He's
guy.
having a blast.
Yeah, for
Good for
sure.
him.
Well, good list. Good list.
Thanks for indulging me, dude. I feel like I should
Yeah.
start a indie karaoke podcast and have you on
Love it.
someday.
Love it. Um, so, a couple more things on the new album. You got to work with Chris Walla again.
Yeah.
How was going back to record with him?
Oh, I mean, it was awesome. It was our
Yeah.
first time kind of, yeah, I guess it was our first time working with someone again. Like
Hmm.
every record we had made in the past, we had worked with someone new each time. And so it was really exciting because we had this like shared understanding of kind of like how we all tick and,
Yeah.
like actual nitty-gritty things like a workflow, and also like um, more personal things like, family stuff, and like even eating habits,
Hmm.
and yeah, just kind of we like really got to know each other recording the window. And so going into this was nice because we already had that like get to know you period in the past.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so we could just jump right in, and it was his idea to come here to the Midwest to record, which we were so grateful for because we didn't have to travel. He traveled
Hmm.
here from Norway, where he lives.
I didn't know he
Um,
lives in Norway. Wow.
yeah, his wife Diana is a very accomplished like doctor of linguistics
Oh,
in
awesome.
Norway, and so they moved there for her doctorate a few years ago and just never left.
Dang.
And it's a beautiful part of the world. I
Yeah.
totally get why he likes living there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we got to visit him last year. But anyway, so it was, yeah, really exciting to like show him around the Midwest a little bit. Granted, it was February, so it wasn't
Yeah.
like a lovely time to show off Chicago, but
Hmm.
we showed him some stuff and
Yeah.
got to hang at Electrical Audio, which is like the best studio in the world. So
Hmm.
it was really fun.
Definitely nice. Do you feel like you've been influenced heavily by Death Cab over the years?
Yeah, man. I mean, absolutely. I have loved Death Cab since I was, in junior high. Like I discovered Death Cab like many other people our age, watching the OC when they performed
Oh
at Seth
yeah,
Cohen's birthday party. And then
of course.
I have such a distinct memory of hearing Soul Meets Body for the first time, like in a Dick's Sporting Goods, and just like, whoa, like brain chemistry, like everything kind of attuned to that song. And like I couldn't
Mhm.
care less what was happening in Dick's Sporting Goods, which was saying something because, as we'll get into, I like sports.
Yeah,
And so
yeah,
I was fully locked into the speaker over the loudspeaker in the store. But yeah, we've all of us in the band have loved Death Cab for a long time, and
hmm
I've been really pleased to see a couple people in like Reddit comments and stuff compare this new record to Narrow Stairs, which is my favorite Death Cab record, and so
yeah,
um, I really take that as a high compliment. And
for sure.
yeah, I'm just still wild to me. And Chris is like such an open book with like Death Cab lore and
Hmm.
any questions that we have about like what recording like techniques and little details, and he's always down to like talk about
Yeah,
it. So it's really cool.
I mean, I definitely I hear the kind of Death Cab kind of comparisons as well, especially on like the opener. I feel like
Yeah,
I hear that a lot, which is really cool.
thanks.
Um, is there anything else that you feel like kind of directly kind of influenced this album that you were listening to maybe when you were writing?
Ooh. Um, it's hard to say. I didn't really it's tough to pin that down to be honest
Yeah.
because the songs like the writing period for this song was so spread out. Like
Hmm.
started writing I mean a couple of these songs date back to like 2019, but
Right.
um the bulk of the writing process happened in like but from 2022 all the way through 2024. So um it's kind of hard to remember. I never have like I feel like I rarely go through these phases where it's like I'm only listening to this band for like a
Sure.
month or something. But I think like each individual song we had little like touchstones or like reference points that kind of informed the little like sonic world of each song. But
Right.
I will say I've shouted her out a couple times in the last few weeks, but the artist Juana Molina is one of my favorites, like evergreen favorites. And I kind of rediscovered her right before we started recording,
Oh,
and
cool.
especially a record I had never heard of hers called Sewn. Came out in 2006, and I had listened to some of her other records, but never that one for some reason. And I just pressed play on it. It's just like the most beautiful, like kind of outsider, like folk album. And
Nice. Yeah.
yeah, I like I like pressed play on it with Chris. I pressed play on it with Dave. I like, sat down everyone. I was like, listen to this. So
Amazing.
yeah,
Awesome. Well, yeah. Again, I've said it before. I love the album. Anyone listening, obviously, you got to check it out. Um,
thanks.
but let's talk sports.
Yeah, man.
You grew up in Kentucky, right?
Yes.
So obviously, there's not a major sports teams heavily present in the area. So like, where does your kind of sports fandom lie? Because I know you're a Steelers fan, so like it kind of feels like it goes all over the place a little bit.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So Louisville, like you said, has no pro sports teams, or at least it didn't when I was growing up. Now there's like a couple soccer teams.
Right.
But Yeah, none of the big four. And so I exactly was kind of like casting out to find
Mm,
my teams growing up. And I don't really know how like my sports fandom didn't definitely didn't come from my parents. Like no one in my family really is athletic. I tried to play sports, which we can maybe talk about my C team basketball experience. And it was just so pathetically unathletic, like could not. But I loved watching the pros
yeah.
and college players and I guess I grew up loving Notre Dame and so would watch Notre Dame sports and yeah my grandpa's from Pittsburgh and we were very close and so
Mm,
he
mm.
encouraged me to root for the Steelers but even before then I like um grew up with surrounded by like a bunch of boys. Like all of my neighbors were boys, and I was just a big tomboy, and so absorbed a lot of sports through like hanging out with my friends growing up. And I it was just such a part of like culture back then. I guess it still is, but like watching SportsCenter every night was like
Yeah.
part of it, and it was yeah,
Honestly,
just
for me too, it was honestly Sports Center in the morning. That was like our
yeah.
morning routine before school.
Totally. I mean, it was such a like ambient, like constant presence in my life, and I
Yeah,
miss it so much because
I
like
know.
it's just not the same. Like they don't read highlights at all anymore,
Yeah.
and it bums me out, especially during baseball season. It pisses me off so much because like there's baseball every day. There's all these highlights. There's all these
Hmm.
teams. Like you're not even talking about it. It's like why?
It's because
Ugh.
I feel like Instagram, like everyone sees like every highlight through Instagram, through like, Bleacher Report and whatever those accounts. And it's just like,
I know, but like I
I
want to
agree. I'm
see.
nostalgic for it.
I want to see the mundane highlights. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I
Yeah.
liked how it was like telling the story of the game. It wasn't like just
Yeah.
only the coolest plays. It was like the development of the,
Right.
how
And
it
I'm
happened.
I'm especially nostalgic for specifically Baseball Tonight, which I
Yeah.
was I was
Web
obsessed with Baseball
gems.
Tonight. Yes,
Yeah,
love a good
dude.
web gem. You get your
Ugh,
top tens. So good.
same. Yeah. Yeah, I miss those days. But I will say growing up in Kentucky, college basketball is like the only thing that matters,
Yeah,
sports wise.
Wildcats, I assume.
No, I was Cardinals,
Oh,
Louisville,
okay. Yeah, for sure.
Cards, all
Because
the way.
Lexington's on the other side.
Yeah, it's not that far, but
Sure.
and I mean a lot of people in Louisville are UK fans too, but
Yeah.
I was always a U of L fan
Nice.
and growing up in the early aughts, it was the Rick Pitino years at U of
Hmm.
L, very successful, very looking back kind of a fraught era, but also just exciting and
Right.
dominant. So especially yeah, I mean and the UK team was really good then too. So it was a very
Sure.
exciting time for college basketball, men's in Kentucky.
I feel like with the unfortunate thing that I often think of when I think of Louisville is Kevin Ware breaking his I believe it was his leg.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
Brutal.
That was a little later. I wasn't living there anymore, but
Yeah.
was watching that live when that happened and it was truly one of the most horrifying sports moments I've ever
Absolutely.
witnessed. But that was the year that they won. They won it all.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was kind of a tragic, bump in the road, but they ended
Yeah.
up even though the NCAA likes to say that we didn't win. They stripped the title or whatever, but we won. So,
Yeah. All right, we're gonna rank the top five gruesome sports industry injuries.
dude,
That would be no. I could never. That's
were
just
you watching when
wild.
Damar Hamlin like died on the field? Were you watching that?
I was watching that, yeah, because that
Same.
was 4 years ago now. I
I
think
think it was three.
three,
Or
maybe. Yeah.
maybe fuck, I don't even remember. I know it was like New Year's Day, or it was like
Hmm. Hmm.
right at the after New Year's, and I decided to treat myself a little bit and like took a little weed gummy before Monday Night Football. And what happens 30 minutes into the game while I'm beautifully high is someone dies on
Pure
the field,
horror.
pretty much. Yeah, and I was just like on like I could not speak. I was
Yeah.
so horrified. Anyway, but
I also remember a. Sorry to keep talking about moments where people
go
got hurt.
go off.
Junior Seau breaking his arm against the Bears once. It was like Bears versus
Dang.
Chargers, and that was just they kept replaying it. It's like, why do you keep replaying it?
That's awful. Ugh,
Ugh, brutal.
R.I.P. What a guy.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, so Louisville fan. I guess what about kind of when did I guess a pro. I know when you moved to Chicago, you kind of adopted some of those teams. Yeah,
Well, okay, so this is where it's probably going to get kind of disappointing to your fans. Is I still don't really have an NBA team. Like
that's fair.
I've tried to fall in love with the Bulls. I've tried to even just keep up with them. And I just find they are the least compelling sports team ever. Like
I get it.
in this modern era. I missed I missed Michael Jordan. I
Hmm.
was too young. I was a child. I missed Derrick Rose. I didn't live here yet. I knew about Derrick Rose from afar, but like ever since I've lived here, the Bulls have just been completely mediocre in a way that is like not like I have no I want to I'm trying to like reach out and catch it. Like I want to care. I
Yeah.
just like haven't been able to. So
Allow me to, kind of paint a picture for you.
reel me
And
in.
obviously, the Reinsdorf ownership, which you are a White Sox fan also,
Right.
so like you get it.
Hmm.
You kind of know the situation, you know the lay of the land, but
Yeah.
um, I do feel like the moves that the Bulls made this trade deadline have brought a little bit of spark back into the team.
Okay.
They're playing bad. Don't get me wrong. They're playing very bad and like they don't know how to play together. But I think there's just like something interesting about having almost a completely new team
Yeah.
uh, and just seeing how they're trying to like figure it out. I feel like it's a good time to get back in maybe. That's just my pitch.
I think I'm gonna get back in during the second round of the draft when we have
Yeah,
5 billion
yeah,
picks,
exactly.
and we'll just see
We
what
can draft some more
happens.
point guards and
Yeah.
because we don't
Well,
have enough.
there you go. Oh, is that sarcastic? Do we have a
Yeah,
lot?
it is very sarcastic.
Okay, word up. Well, I often say, and again, please don't be offended, but for me, the NBA season really starts the day after the Super Bowl, aka
Sure. Yeah.
today when we're filming. And so, like, because I really just I feel like basketball really ramps up like in the second half of the, especially after
Yeah.
the trade deadline, and it's just
Hmm.
like these are the teams. This is who we're gonna follow now. And so, I am ready to get in there and start paying
Yeah.
attention. I do think though I might. I'm thinking about becoming a Knicks fan.
I
We'll
can't
we'll
fault you.
see.
It's a fun time for them. I feel like it's definitely one of the better times for them.
Our manager's from Chicago but lives in New York and has for a while, and he has just gone like Knicks crazy over the last like 5 years,
Hmm.
and so I want to have this common ground with him. I want to like be able to talk about it, you know. So
Is Rick trying to convert you?
no, he see, but yet another friend I could have,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
in the Knicks fandom. But no, that's the thing. Like growing up, I like followed the NBA kind of again from more of like a bird's eye like sports center view. Like
Hmm.
I have a lot of NBA memories of growing up. I just they were not tied to one team. Like they were
Yeah.
just more so tied to certain players.
Such as?
Well, I was a big fan of Tracy McGrady
Oh yeah.
growing up. Um, Allen Iverson, Vince Carter.
I know
Um,
it's tough to see, but this is an Allen Iverson card right here.
Very good, very good. Yeah, he was a madman.
Yeah.
I distinctly remember the day that the Malice in the Palace happened.
Oh yes.
That was so epic and fucked
And
up.
a major sports center event.
Yes, it was. I watched it. I watched that Sports Center on loop like three
Yeah.
times that night because it was just so crazy to me. I mean, did you ever see that movie? Maybe someone's brought it up on the pod before, but the movie Like Mike like really had an
Oh,
impression on me.
I've definitely seen like Mike. Definitely.
Yeah.
I love. There's a couple of movies that do that where you have like some real NBA player cameos
Oh
throughout.
yeah.
And
Absolutely.
there was also a movie called Just Right with Common.
Oh, crazy.
Um,
I didn't see
he
that.
Common is like a romance between Common and Queen Latifah. And Common
Oh.
is an injury-prone player for the Nets, and Queen Latifah is like a physical therapist.
Huh.
But there's a
Wow.
lot of like Jason Kidd's
And
in it, and like real players are
I was
in
gonna
it.
say Jason Kidd, I feel like was also in Like Mike. So maybe
Yeah,
yeah, he was
he
a
was
good
he had the acting bug at the time.
exactly. He was a lock for a good cameo. But dude, also got a shout out, and again, I don't know if anyone's brought this up, but the early aughts was like prime years for the And One mixtape tour.
Oh
Like
yes,
so that like my neighbors were really into that. And so we
absolutely.
went. We like saw them live.
Interesting.
in
I see.
Louisville.
To me, it felt elusive. Like I did. Like I saw it on ESPN, but then I'm like, do they actually do? Like, is this actually happening right now? Because it felt
They
like it was all like
toured.
reruns.
Yeah, no, I don't know. They toured. It was
It's
kind of
amazing.
like Harlem Globetrotters, but like for
Yeah.
like for like edgy teen. I don't know. It was really cool.
I still keep up tabs with the professor. You know, you
Dude,
see
I
what he's up
know.
to.
He's the one I remember the most, which is
Yeah.
kind of funny because he's like
I met,
the one white guy. But yeah, he was
yeah. Right.
really, really good.
And then we had Skip to My Lou, who actually played in the NBA. Ray for Alston.
Amazing.
Um, yeah.
I mean, they were really good. Like
It was really fun to watch.
totally. Yeah. Good
Yeah. The
times.
the the whole like digital era of sports. I feel like a lot of that is honestly lost because like you have this weird era where it's like all right, we're switching to like digital video and everything now forever is just horrible quality. And so
Yeah.
you can't really like go back and watch like old and one mixtapes because it's all going to be like super like 240p.
Yeah, that's so true. I haven't really even tried to look back,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's
Might be
just the way it
time.
goes. Yeah. I can survive the low def. That'll be fine.
Yeah, yeah. So you mentioned like the season starts after Super Bowl to you. We do have the All-Star break happening too, which is like kind of another reason to kind of get back into it.
Hmm.
Do you ever like kind of have memories watching that or like the dunk contest? Were you ever a fan of the dunk contest?
Yeah, I wasn't ever like fully locked in. The main memory I have of the dunk contest was Vince Carter.
Of course.
I think it
The
was
honey dip.
yeah, I actually looked up that highlight right before because I just wanted to remember it better. And it shocked me too, and the comments pointed this out that it was all like his first try. It was
Yeah.
like three incredible dunks right in a row, like first attempt, he crushed it each time. And
Yeah.
um just very simple, no gimmicks. And yeah, I mean he's an amazing, amazing player.
Yeah.
But I don't really,
It's
I'm trying to think of others. I don't really know.
it's been a steady decline since Vince Carter, pretty much.
Yeah.
I feel like it's time to maybe like put the dunk contest out of its misery. If stars aren't going to do it, then like it's not really worth it.
And yeah, I think the only like sports all-star event that I really care about nowadays is the home run derby. I think that's
Yeah,
still pretty entertaining.
it is
And I liked the like tiebreaker that they had last year, but
so good. I kind of wish
yeah,
they would do that in like regular season stuff,
me
like
too. It was
extra
really
innings, home run
entertaining.
derby.
Yeah, I don't know. It felt like a penalty shootout or something,
Yeah,
like a extra thing. But
definitely.
yeah, the basketball all-star stuff, I like unfortunately just don't really I don't really care. I think so one basketball all-star story that I do have though is um back okay, when I first moved to Chicago, like right after I graduated from school, I was working for this PR firm, just like interning, and
Hmm.
one of our big clients was a degree deodorant.
Okay.
And that year, Steph Curry was one of the spokesmen. And so it worked out awesome. Like Degree really got their money's worth because that was like Steph's like first MVP season. He was
Oh yeah, yeah.
on a total like historic tear that year. It was like 2014. And so my job was to watch him really closely, just like kind of have a Google alert and like send through basically a rundown every day of like his activity and like
Oh
stats
nice.
and stuff. And I was supposed to go to the All-Star game that next is it in February? I don't know. Like
Yeah, it's
yeah,
usually
that
around Valentine's Day.
yeah, that next like early Q1 2020 2015 it would have been
Yeah.
like go with the degree team and probably just get people coffee or whatever interns do. But I quit that job because I wanted to go on DIY tours. So I never went to the All-Star game.
A fair trade off.
But almost
Yeah.
came close. And I
Right.
did fall in love with Steph Curry that year, so I you know,
I mean,
have
hard not to.
I know. I've been kind of rooting for him even
Yeah.
before then in March Madness. He was such an incredible player. So yeah, he's like one of my all-time faves.
Yeah. I had on Remember Sports last week, and it
Nice.
was funny. Catherine was talking about Steph Curry and how, which I didn't really realize that he is a Christian boy and a
Oh,
prominent Christian boy.
Interesting. I feel like a lot of these guys are.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Ugh, who knows?
Um, all right. So a question I have for you is: if Rat Boys were an NBA player, who would they be?
Ooh, who would we be?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Or team, perhaps.
Or team. Mm, oh God, see, that's a really loaded question because I don't want to. I don't want to pick someone. I think maybe Scottie Pippen.
Sure. Okay.
Like, not the all-time best, but like holds his own, and
Yeah.
like great teammate. Well, maybe not so great. I don't know. Like he great number two, you know.
Yeah.
Um
Sure.
and like beloved by Chicago, which
Yes.
not trying, not out here tooting our horn like we're
You can
Chicago's
toot.
most
It's fine.
beloved band, but I think we are really proud to be here, and we have a bit of a niche in this city, and so yeah, real heads know
Yeah.
Scottie Pippen. They wouldn't have won all those championships without him.
That's very true. I hope you don't turn out like current day Scottie Pippen, where you're just willing to like flip and
This
just
is
like
why this is why it's a loaded question
it
because you
is.
have to consider the humanity of these players as well, and it's really hard to find a good analog.
That's very true.
But Dave also has a really cool Scottie Pippen jersey that he wears pretty often, and
Oh, nice.
he looks awesome in it. So
That's a
yeah.
classic one for sure. I feel like people
Hmm.
are always going to go to either Jordan or Rodman, and like somehow Pippen gets lost in between.
Yeah, it's too bad.
All right, so the last thing I like to do is it's a little game called Build a Band, where you make a band out of NBA players and assign them instruments.
Yeah, man.
Uh, I'm curious to hear what you got.
Yeah, so I prepped this because this is not the kind of thing you can just pull off the top of your head,
Sure.
right? I
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
this takes some
It's
real
very difficult, much
strategy.
like we just did with the previous question. It's kind of hard
Well,
to have
but
those.
that's one guy. Like this
Yeah,
is several guys. Because I
yeah.
mean, for me,
You
a
got to
band
coordinate.
is yeah, it's at least a trio. But
Yeah.
for me, it's more than that. So I think starting off with rhythm guitar, which is something that I do, I'm going with Steve Nash,
Yeah. Nice.
someone who uh, assist king, like um, great manager, leader, pushes everything forward. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And I just love him. Then lead guitar, I'm going back to my man Steph Curry, who is just silky smooth with those leads. And he can do
Hmm.
some far out stuff. He can shoot from far,
Yeah.
farther than
And
anyone, perhaps.
he's happy to show off a little bit.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got swag, but
Yeah.
he's not an asshole,
Right.
as far as I can tell. And if he is, that's okay. He's cute. Um, he's proven himself.
Of course. Okay.
Incredible. Then, what order do I want to do this in? Well, I'm thinking bass. We're gonna have uh Dikembe Mutombo, who's one of
Ooh.
my all-time favorite basketball players, certifiably good person.
Hmm.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Um, absolutely holds it down. One of my favorite players because of his defensive prowess. And when I was a C team, absolutely pathetic basketball player, the only thing I was good for was stealing the ball. And so I was always very excited when, uh, I could admire a player for their stealing ability. And he,
Nice.
he was amazing. And blocking, he was
Yeah.
just an incredible defensive player.
There's
Doesn't get
a thing
undersung
with
hero.
for sure. There's a thing with Matumbo where he was on. It was an old clip I used to love. It was so funny because he was on an edition of Inside the NBA with Ahmad Rashad,
Mm.
and he was giving kind of a day in the life tour. He's like shows like just where a shower, and he's like crouched in his shower. But
Oh,
then my favorite part was he's like. This is my favorite restaurant. It's called Pasta Pasta Pasta. It's named after pasta. I'm like, I
see,
love you, man. You're the best.
he knows what's up.
Yeah.
He's a good dude and huge hands, all the better to
Yeah.
fret that bass with. And
Oh yeah.
yeah, I don't know. He's a light, a positive light in this band.
Totally.
And I think that's where a bass player can really shine.
Yeah.
And Sean, our bass player, I think does that as well.
Yeah.
But Dikembe in this band is the guy. And then vocals, I think will have to be Jimmy Butler
Oh, yeah.
because he's got that emo swoop. He's ready. He's got the Gerard Way vocal. He will not hold back. You know, he knows who he is, and he's an artist.
I feel like he's so versatile too.
Yeah.
Like, he did the whole emo thing, but he also likes country.
Yeah.
I feel like if I may compare to Rap Boys, you guys can pivot a little bit. You can switch up genres a
Thank
little bit.
you. Maybe we're Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler is he's probably my favorite contemporary player. I
Yeah,
think he is so entertaining and like really funny and has such a twinkle in his eye. I also
keeps you on
think
your toes.
absolutely. And he's just like gorgeous. I love I love watching him play. I think he's a cool person. And he went to Marquette.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
more could you want? Okay, then this is where we're gonna get crazy. I got two more guys for you here.
Okay.
We need a drummer, and for me in this band, my drummer is Yao Ming.
Ooh,
No question. Could you imagine walking into a venue and Yao Ming is the drummer?
does he have a proportional kit? Like, does he have a bigger kit?
He must. Yes. Could you imagine seeing him sitting behind a drum kit? Holy shit. He has two bass drums.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? He has, yeah, it's all a little bit bigger for him.
the presence. It's all about the presence.
Uh-huh, but he keeps it steady and
Sure.
he no wasted motion, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, gotta have him in the band. And
Love
then
that.
for the last secret little spice on top, we're gonna have aux percussion and sax, which is something that I would love to have. And that's got to be Shaq. He's got to
Yeah. Okay.
be front of, upstage, you know, with some sunglasses, just yeah, shredding into a saxophone. And also, I love picturing Shaq doing like a little, like little egg shaker, little
Yeah.
tambourine, just
Yeah.
in those big hands, just
Uh huh.
sensually wielding.
Assisting on the vibes for sure.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
just sprinkling in that little bit of swagger, because Shaq he's a lover and
Yeah.
he can say a lot with a little,
Mm-hmm.
and he's also hilarious and would just be a star up there. So
Yeah.
I
This
think
is
I
a huge band, by the
it's
way.
a six piece. I think
It's
that's
it. I mean, it's a tall band.
oh yeah, no, this
You
is
got
big band.
Matumbo, you got Yao, you got Shaq. This is a
No, we are not playing small ball. Absolutely
yeah,
not. I mean, we got our guitars and our vocals are you know lean and lithe, but
yeah.
no,
I feel like you have like the outer perimeter is like this tall menacing presence, and then they're protecting the core.
yeah,
So,
dude, we did not come to play around. This is real. This is serious.
what's the kind of sound?
Oh, I'm thinking kind of like lounge, but like experimental.
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking maybe Jimmy will do some like spoken word
Mm,
or maybe some yeah, maybe some rapping uh but also like you said, kind of mixing it up.
yeah,
I like to think that this group could be very versatile and break into a blast beat at any moment,
for sure.
But to start, I think it would be pretty like unassuming but progressively mysterious lounge music that yeah, really goes somewhere, goes on a journey.
Yeah, definitely not like a. They're not especially heavy. They can go there.
They can
Yeah,
get there, but they'll reel you in
yeah,
with some quieter moments,
love it.
and then they'll pounce. Yeah, dude.
Amazing, awesome.
I
Well,
love this band. I want to see this
yeah,
band.
I know. It's so
Ugh.
good. Need to make it a reality.
Someday. Maybe if I take enough mushrooms, I can like hallucinate this.
Just stare at a picture and they'll just start
They'll
playing.
start playing for me and only me. Private concert. Let's go.
Well, thank you so much for joining. I'm glad we got to finally chat 101, and congrats again on the new album.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks so much for inviting me on.
Yeah,
Really appreciate it. Love, yeah, the opportunity to talk music and sports. I think they go together so well. So, thanks for doing this show.
always. All right. Well, have a great tour, and catch you later.
Thanks, Matt. Yeah, I'll see you
All right.
soon.
All right. Thanks everyone for listening. Thanks again, Julia, for coming on. Make sure you check out the Ratboys album, "Singin' to an Empty Chair." Out everywhere now. Check them out on tour. I want to thank everyone for listening, and I want to thank our Patreon supporters. If you want to help support indie basketball on Patreon, help us make more half-court sessions. That we're at patreon.com/indie basketball. Otherwise, if you want to stay in touch, obviously we're on Instagram at indie basketball. We're on Blue Sky, no longer on TikTok. But the best place to find us is on Discord. We have a great community. Come join us. Come join your like-minded basketball and indie rock fans. We're all there together, having a good time, pretty active, pretty frequent. It's a great community. I'm definitely, honestly, with everything I do here, it's what I'm most proud of, is the kind of community we've built. So join us there if you want to have a good time. But that's going to be it. Thank you all so much for listening. We'll catch you next time.